Did you really have to send me a notification right now? Really? As I start recording? Just cue the ad.
Today's video is proudly powered by our partner, Oxide Hosting. Get your products hosted by them with their cheap, reliable services. So what are you waiting for? Check them out in the description below.
Hey everyone, Duncan here for MenuDocs and welcome back to another MenuDocs tutorial. Today we're gonna work on the second part of our music bot, which is the AudioPlayerSendHandler. The AudioPlayerSendHandler class is used to send the audio that we get back from Lava Player and forward it to Discord via JDA. To make this class, we will go over to our Lava Player package and add a new class in there. The class name is going to be called AudioPlayerSendHandler. This AudioPlayerSendHandler class will implement the AudioSendHandler class from JDA, and of course we will need to override these three items. Let's start with the last one actually, which is opus. You can set this to true, and it may seem a bit weird to set it just to true without doing any checks, but hear me out. Lava Player will always return opus unless you configure it differently. So if you were to set this is opus boolean to false, it will mean that JDA would start to re-encode the audio again, even though it's already opus that we get back from Lava Player. Next up, we will need to create three variables at the top. The first one is a private final audio player, and I'm gonna call it audio player. I'm just gonna call it audio player. This is our Lava Player audio player. Next up, we're gonna create a byte buffer, and a byte buffer is used to store in the few bytes to send to Discord. So private final byte buffer. And the last one is a mutable audio frame, and the mutable audio frame is what our player is writing the audio to, but I'll explain this in a moment. So private final mutable audio frame. I'm just gonna list frame. So now that we have these three variables, we're just gonna make a constructor. And I'm just gonna pass in the audio player from the constructor. The buffer is very simple, which is just byte buffer.allocate 1024 bytes. This is how much Lava Player will provide every 20 milliseconds, which, as you can see over here, provides 20 millisecond audio. If you have a bad computer, I would not try this at all, because it's very intensive to send audio to Discord every 20 milliseconds. Next up, we will create our frame, which is a mutable audio frame. And on the frame, we're gonna set our buffer, which means that everything we will write to the frame will be automatically written to the buffer. And here comes the magic. In canProvide, we will write this.audioplayer.provide this.frame. So what this will do is it will write to the mutable audio frame, which will in its turn write to our byte buffer. And as you can see, it returns true if a frame was provided, which is exactly what we want, because if canProvide returns true, provide 20 milliseconds audio is called. If this returns false, this method is not called. Next up, we will just return this.buffer.flip, and we can remove the nullable annotation. What flip does, it will flip the buffer and set the position at 0 so JDA can read from the start. If this line over here gives a compiler error, it means that you are still running on Java 8. So either upgrade to Java 14 or 13, or do this. What this will do is it will cast the byte buffer to a buffer so that the flip method is available to you. What you see right here is a cast to a buffer because the flip method is not available on the buffer on Java 8. But if you're on a newer version, you can just do this.buffer.flip and remove all the ugly casts. And that is how to create the AudioPlayerSendHandler. After this video, there are only 2 more steps in creating the audio player, which is a music manager and the play command. So stick around for those 2 videos. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe, leave a comment with a suggestion what you want to see, and I will see you next time with another video. Goodbye!